can't stop this force that's in me. Above the headlights and the long streets, I'm coming closer, face to face with my dream. I touch the sky by the will of my hand. Deep in the night, there are comets not alone. I live up high, stars shining so bright. When it meets my when they rise, you and I will be stuck all the way to the future. We can define who we want to be. Go into lands where I control the face. I finally start to feel the rush in my veins. It's the bright light is calling, calls for me. Feeling that it's mine, it will set my soul so free. Following destiny, light is away. I finally start to feel the rush in my veins. No, we have never before. We have never felt so very high. And we have never before. We have never touched the skies. Legends will be born, and we will stop till we conquer the world. You and I will be stuck all the way to the future. We can define who we want to be. Go into lands where I control the fate. I finally start to feel the rush in my veins. Yes, my bloodline is calling, it comes for me. Feeling that it's mine, it will set my soul so free. Following destiny, light is away. I finally start to feel the rush in my veins.
Hello, JDs and Lenelmen, and welcome back to another Menhera Monday. I'm your host, Exhibit A, here to wish you a very happy Menhera Monday. Thank you all for being here. Hello, Toy Box. Hello, Mr. Princess Venus. Hello, Utopia. Hello, Random Things. Hello, Bubbly Shay. Hello, Confused Frost. Is that everyone? Hello, Unknown. Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another one. Hello, Bonnie Bunny. Hello. Alright. Alright, so how's everybody doing today? How's everyone's day been? How are we doing? We feeling good? It's Bulletproof Bish. Thank you. I appreciate the reminder, because I think you did mention that before, but I kind of forgot. Hello, Tim audience. Hello. I think I'm seeing a couple people here who are actually, I haven't necessarily seen before. Or if you have been seen before, you're not as common. But yeah. But yes, hello everybody. I am the one and only Exhibit A, here once again to grace the planet with my presence, and we are now going to have a good time. Suffering from a sunburn, but I'm happy to be here still. Oh no. Yeah, I think I've only ever had a sunburn once in my life, because I don't go outside very much. And, like, it was very painful. But yeah, then it never happened again, because I decided to never go outside again. You know, it's easier that way. I do just think I have a bit of, like, I have more immunity to, like, sunburns than most people. But, yeah. Best pronunciation I've heard of my last name in years? Really? I got it right? Really? Alright, so. Yeah. Welcome everybody. We're gonna move into the questions, or the answers, should I say. I burn easily. Well, damn, better not. Better not do arson. Based exhibit needs to go outside anyways. Yeah! Why go outside? All my friends are in my pewter. Okay. So, this week's question was, what fictional character do you consider a good role model, and why? It's very easy, well, no, it's not easy. Good role models in the real world are becoming increasingly harder to find, but in the world of fiction, there are lots of characters that embody what a good human should be. So I wanted to know what character you want to model yourself after, whether that be a strong character, a kind character, or a smart character, or maybe just a character that's super hot and you want to be super hot. You know, who knows? There's a lot of things you can model yourself after. There's plenty. Alright? Maybe you model yourself after rants, you know? Or maybe you model yourself after like you know, like the fucking hentai protagonists, right? Maybe you wanna, you know? Don't do that. Don't do that. Half the shit they do in there is not things you should be doing in real life. Anyways, okay. I need new music, because this one's about to run out. Let's do... Should we do Persona? No. We'll do... You know what? Let's do Persona 4 music. Persona 4 music. Because I like the music of Persona 4. Or, what about Persona 3? I'm gonna see how I feel. I think that fits. How's that volume? Persona? Yeah, Persona! Is that too quiet? I'm assuming it's not too loud, because the Menhera Monday stuff was a lot louder. And I didn't see anyone complain. I'm just gonna put it there. If this is too loud or too quiet, let me know. Okay. It's Persona 3. We can do Persona 3 as well, maybe? I would say that the music of Persona 3 is my favorite, even though I haven't played Persona 3. Just from what I've heard of it, it just sounds awesome. But I want to have some nostalgia for a bit, because Persona 4 is from my... Actually play... You don't hear... Oh, frick. You don't hear anything? Bro. Fuck my life, man. There's so much stream delay, though. Okay, bear with me. I want there to be less stream delay, so it's gonna buffer for a second, but then afterward there should be less stream delay. You might also want to refresh your page after it finishes buffering, because it might help. Alright. One sec. Okay, there we go. There should be less stream delay now. Refresh your page. Refresh your page, that might help. Okay, so I'm gonna start the music again.
Oh, welcome back.
Thank you, Nanako. Alright, guys. You guys should be able to hear it now. So, just tell me if that's too loud or something. You guys still don't hear anything? You should be able to hear it now. It works now? Okay, good. I'd recommend you guys refresh your pages, because I think you might still be behind. Alright. Okay, so... You guys ready? It's time to finally go. We got 17 viewers, hell yeah! We're moving up in the world. I hear nothing. Don't troll me. Don't troll me. I might just be behind in the stream, because everyone else hears it. Alright. Shall we read the first answer? I actually haven't read any of these answers yet. Okay. What the frick? Did they change how this works? Wait. Oh, wait, never mind. Alright, no, I got it working. Alright, so... It's not too loud, right? You guys just tell me if it's too loud or too, quiet. Are you making me tempted to troll you, Levant? No, don't do that. Okay, who's your role model? Ashley Graves. It's an obvious answer, right? I'm not crazy, you are. Grr, Bork. Who wrote this one? There's any number of people who could have wrote this one. Got a lot of Ashley Graves stands in here. Yeah, I don't know. Is Ashley... Do you guys think Ashley's a good role model? Should we aspire to be like her? Is she a good person? She's a great person, isn't she? You know? Like, there's even that time in the game where they called her Tar Soul. Isn't that such a good thing? That's like... Tar is like strong and like tough. So that means she's strong and tough and like unshakable with her strong, unshakable values. That's what Tar Soul means. She's so cool, guys. Yeah. Why do I believe it's Peachy? I mean, Peachy does stan Ashley Graves pretty strongly. It's literally her profile picture. Could have been unknown too. So it might have been me. Yeah. Yeah, you were one of the culprits in my mind. One of the possible culprits. I should have answered like that. If you did, then there would have just been a bunch of people saying Ashley. Probably for the best. Everyone didn't have that idea, otherwise it'd just be that answer. Alright guys, let's look at the next one. Who is your role model? Any character with a great cock. Written by Zana. Well, in that case, I think you would love this fictional character called Exhibit A. Yeah, check him out. He is a fictional character. Yeah. But yeah, Shay, your instincts are on point. You immediately knew it was unknown, whereas I was, like, still speculating. Or this... Unknown was one of the people near the top of the list, but, like, there were a couple of others that maybe could have done that, too. You know? Andrew Graves. Yeah, you could... He said... Anyway. Yeah. You know, Andrew... I always feel... Yeah, Andrew's an interesting character. Andrew Graves canonically does have a big one. Does he? Was there a part in the game where they mentioned that or something? Forget that. Mommy long legs. Yeah, indeed. Okay, next one. Who is your role model? I think that'd be Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil. He's been with me as a kid, and I always find his dedication to protecting people and striving to do good things admirable. It's something I've been wanting to do myself, so I'm able to do the good things that he does, just in less scary circumstances. Or just less in scary circumstances. Written by Shay. Yeah, fair enough. Leon Kennedy does seem like a really cool guy. He's not only a kind person who wants to help people and save people and do what's right, he's also strong and capable. And, you know, he's smart and he's a survivalist. He knows stuff. You know, a good role model isn't just someone who is kind, right? Kindness doesn't make you a good role model. The interesting thing about being a role model is that you need to be someone who is strong to be a good role model, right? And so... people who are 100% selfless and nothing else, or who are so self-sacrificing that there's no joy in their life, are actually bad role models. Because someone who, you know, no one envies that. If you look at someone and they're a really, like, good person and they're very kind, but they're miserable because they're giving so much that they're not caring about their own happiness at all, you're not going to aspire to be like that person, because why would you aspire to be someone miserable? So to be a good role model, you actually have to be you have to be not only like a good person, you have to be someone who's living a good life. You need to be someone who can show other people that it is possible to be a good person and to do great things, while also being happy and being fulfilled. That's the balance that you need to have to be a good role model. Because again, to be a good role model, you need to be someone that people aspire to be like, and no one aspires to be miserable. So, that's the difference between being a good role model and being a good person. Because you can be a good person without being a good role model, right? A good person is just someone who's really empathetic and cares about people and does what's right. But you can do that without being someone that people want to be like, you know? Like, you know, there's people out there who live completely deprived lives. They give away all their possessions. They live like homeless people because they always prioritize other people over themselves. And their lives are horrible, but they live that way because they always think that other people's suffering is more important. And those are good people, but those aren't role models. And no one wants to model themselves after that kind of person. And so that's the difference between a good person and a good role model. Alright, anyway. I thought of both Peachy and Unknown since watching The Coffin of Andy and Lele. Yeah. Not that I blame them, I simp for Andrew. Yeah, fair enough. Shay, we got you into The Coffin of Andy and Lele? No way. The first normal answer? Yeah, fair enough. What does based mean? Based means like... There's a couple of things it can mean, but generally it means like a good opinion, right? If someone has like a good opinion that you think is like true, and you're like that's a based opinion, based, you know, that when you say based, it means good opinion, generally. It's kind of broader than that though sometimes. Sometimes it's like, oh, you like this thing, that's based. So in that case it means, oh, I think it's awesome that you like that thing, that's a good, you have good taste, you know. That's why I look up to him. He's a good person who tries what he can, but he still tries to live good without being miserable. Exactly, and he's just a cool guy, right? It's like, to be being a good role model kind of means, like, you know, again, being someone people aspire to be like, so being a badass helps with that. You know, you need to be kind of cool. There needs to be a certain cool factor in being a good role model. Hello, Belle! I guess you can't stop by for long, but I'm glad you could pop in a little bit. Yes. Hello, and you changed your... Sarah, you changed your name to Sakura. Are you making the transition to having a weeby profile, perhaps? Did you already read my question? No, I'm only a few questions in. Oh, BRB gotta do a probation thing. Yeah, Boy Box gotta go do prison things, because she's a bad girl. She's just living that kind of life, you know? But it's okay. She won't hurt us, because we're on her good side. Maybe? Yeah! See? You're accepting yourself, and that's good. Where are everyone inputting their answers? So you have to be on my Discord server, and if you get onto my Discord server, you'll get there's a link that you can follow for each Menhera Monday. So, you should do that. But only if you're over 18. But also, you can get the link. You can ask someone to like send you the link if you can't go on the Discord server. But, you know. Okay. But yeah, so I think I also agree that Leon Kennedy is a good role model because he's not only a good person, he's someone you want to be like, because he's just so cool, right? It's like, I would want to be like him. I would want to be awesome. I want to be cool and, like, strong. But then also help people. That's the perfect balance of what makes a good role model. And so I actually think this is a really good answer because it kind of embodies what I consider, like, role models to be, basically. Alright, next answer. Who's your role model? Winnie the Pooh. He may have little of a brain, but he is kind, funny, and has a big heart. Written by Zana. Yeah, I haven't seen any Winnie the Pooh stuff in many years, but whenever I was younger I would see stuff like that. So I don't know what kind of person Winnie the Pooh is, really, because I haven't watched that in ages, but I'm assuming he's just a really, like, kind, gentle person who, like, you know, helps the animals in the forest or something. Again, I don't know what they do in that. I forget. I know that there's a donkey called Eeyore, and he's like... I know he talks like this. He's like, oh, what's the point? I'm tired. Everything sucks. Oh, Winnie. I'm going to kill myself. And that's how he talks. Yeah, that's most I remember. Oh, I know there's Tigger too. I watched the Tigger movie when I was younger. I don't remember much about it at all, but I remember I loved it back then. I really liked that movie. I liked it a lot. I watched it many times, but I don't remember much about it now at all. I just remember there's something about like a family tree, right? And how he wants to go find his family tree or something. But maybe, Zana, maybe you know something about that. I don't know if Zana's in here right now. Everyone knows I'm into all that stuff IRL. Oh, did you tell them? I'm getting out of the otaku closet, I guess? Yo, cool. You're learning to be yourself. Which is good. That's what you should do. You know, at the end of the day, anyone who stops being friends with you or stops liking you because of the things you like, you shouldn't have been friends with to begin with, because you shouldn't live a life where you have to hide such big parts of yourself, especially when there are things about yourself that you like very strongly. Oh, don't miss mine. Oh, whoa, I shouldn't, though. This should only take a second. Yeah, don't worry too much. I'm sure yours is, like, further in. He's basically what I want to be. I'm not sure if I'm that person yet, but I want to get there. Yeah, we'll all get there. I mean, the thing is with, video games and movies and anime and whatever, it's a lot easier to find role models in that than in real life, because in real life, you know, in stories, people all the time make stories where there's strong, kind, virtuous main characters, because it's, you know, it's easier to write someone like that than to be someone like that. And so there's lots of stories like that, but not many people like that in the real world. And you can write people in fiction that are like really good, like the epitome of virtue, right? That's where superhero films come from. It's like trying to show you, like, what is the ideal kind of person? What is the ideal, what is the height of virtue? What is the height of, like, a good person who is, like, selfless and caring? People like that aren't common in real life. That's why people make fiction about it, you know? That's why we do it. It's because we want to show people what the ideal is and give people something to aspire to. That's why we do that. And so I actually prefer media that's a bit unrealistic, or that shows, like, the peak of what humans can be or what the humans can do, rather than stuff that's really dark and depressing where only bad things happen and everyone is horrible and evil. Because, like, I feel like there's enough of that in real life. I'd rather watch something that inspires me to think of the world in a better light and inspires me to be someone better and cooler than something that reminds me of how bad the world is, right? I'd rather look at media that shows me what the world can be and motivates me to work towards that, rather than fiction that makes me think that the world is always going to be bad and will never move forward. That's just me, because a lot of people don't see it that way. A lot of people, when they watch depressing media, you know, they don't do it because they want to be reminded of how bad the world is. They do it because it's relatable. It's more like, you know, the world is bad. I just want to, like, have media that acknowledges that and then shows maybe, you know, what joys can be found in the little things, even though life is horrible. You know, there's different reasons why people consume media. Yeah, I guess some of you watched the Tigger movie as well. I've never been ashamed of what I like. I had Sakura as my name on my prom jacket. Oh, okay. It's easier to imagine something than to be that same thing. Yeah, it's very easy to write someone who's like a good person. But that's a lot of the time why people, you know, people don't like characters that are too good or too perfect, because then, like, it doesn't feel real anymore. So when you're writing a character who's like a good person or like strong, there's a good balance you need to strike where you still need to make them interesting. Yeah. Honestly, I didn't take it as an answer, but honestly, Exhibit, Peachy, Moxie are all good role models. They are pretty smart, and they are kind, and they are cool. Hell yeah, I'm glad you think so, Utopia. I agree. I think I'm an amazing role model. I think everyone should aspire to be like me. Because, like, I am kind of like a really good person, and I am really strong and cool. So, I agree. Try to be like me. And, yeah, Peachy is awesome. Do be like her. She's the coolest. Moxie is also really cool from what I've seen. I've not really talked with him as much personally. We've had a little bit. We're hoping to do a collab next week, actually. But he's very cool from what I've seen. He seems like a very chill guy. Some who act selfish in front of others, or selfless in front of others, but they might have abandonment issues behind closed doors. Yeah. There's a lot of people who appear good on the outside, but, like, aren't that good when you encounter them in private, you know? That's what a lot of influencers are like. They pretend to be a good people, and they show themselves, they try to put on this image of, like, being this really cool, good person who's, like, really kind, but then you find out what's actually going on behind the scenes, and they're actually really horrible, shitty people. Right? And that's actually really common, because people like to feel like they're good people, but they don't often want to put in the work to actually be good people, and so it's very easy to just pretend to be a good person on the camera, and to, like, be all good and stuff, but then you aren't actually good, and then you can feel good about yourself when your whole audience thinks, oh, look, they're such a good person, and it's like all these millions of people think you're great, and then that makes you think you're great, but then you're actually not, and it tricks your brain into thinking you're a good person when you don't really deserve it. And so that's why there's so many narcissist YouTubers, you know, stuff like that, you know, people who think they're good, who portray themselves as good, but actually aren't, right? Now, I'm not like that. I'd never be like that, because I am actually a great person, and I do show myself off as good on camera, but it's because I'm actually a really good person. So, I'm not like that, I'm not hypocritical like that. I am just a good person, you know? I am just perfect and great. So, L for them, I guess. I don't know, I think they should just try being better people. I think it's pretty easy. I do it all the time. So, like, I don't know, get good, I guess. I want to be just like Exhibit? Hell yeah! See, that's the spirit, right? Right, so we got Bulletproof, Bish, Bonnie, and Riku, so all three of those are your accounts. Do feel free to keep reminding me if you come in with, like, a new account, or, like, one of the other accounts, because I might keep forgetting if it's an account you haven't used as much. I give Moxie the 100% Toy Box approval. I'm excited for the collaboration whenever it happens. Hell yeah. Who's Moxie? He's another VTuber, and he's collabed with Peachy a lot. Kind of like to do voice acting on the level Exhibit does. I like to fun as Peachy and funny as Moxie. Yeah! Yeah, hell yeah. Those are definitely... I'd like to get more into voice acting at some point. It'd be good if I could get into voice acting as, like, a job. That'd be good, because then I would be able to do that instead of my current job, you know? And then actually be doing something that's kind of cool as a job and get paid for it. That'd be good. So I might think about making, like, a demo reel or something at some point. I look up to Toy, to be honest, and she's an amazing person. Yeah, I think Toy's a good person to look up to. She's, like, really kind and selfless. She's, like... She cares about people in situations that I feel like I wouldn't, right? Like, she talks about how in, like, horrible, dire situations she would prioritize others, things like that. I feel like I wouldn't do that. I would always look out for myself first, but she's, like... She would always be looking out for other people in, like, dire situations. Alright. Or just want to be loved, and being selfless is the only way they feel that way. Yeah, that's probably true too. Honestly, I can see that, because, like... I feel like, in a sort of way, the desire to be, like, a good person kinda comes from a certain cosmic loneliness. And I know that might sound weird, but bear with me. These are, like, thoughts that I've had over the course of time. Like, this is just me examining my own feelings, right? It's like, when I think about why I want to be, like, a good person, part of it, not all of it, but part of it, is that I feel like if I'm not a good person and bad things happen to me, then I maybe deserve those bad things, right? Whereas if I'm a good person and bad things happen to me, then at the very least, I don't deserve those things. And at the very least, other people are in the wrong for being bad to me. And so, how's this connected to loneliness? It's like, I feel like if I'm a good person, then I deserve people's love. And if I'm not a good person, then I don't deserve people's love. And I want to deserve people's love, regardless of whether I get it or not. Right? Does that make sense? This is kind of like abstract, but it's like, yeah, I feel like that's part of that, I guess. Anyway, I don't know if I'm making sense. Screw being just like Exhibit, just be Exhibit. Yeah, why not just do that? I do it all the time, it's easy. Only pick them up because I believe how they really are in themselves, but Toy, Venus, Snake are also role models in their own fields. Toy is super kind, Snake is funny, and Venus is skilled. I'll be on this account more often than not. Yeah, fair enough. That'd be most recognizable, because Bulletproof Bish is an iconic name in my head. No problem, Toy. I'm just stating facts, really. Notice I write my characters that way. They feel abandoned, and the only way they feel accepted is because they're just afraid of being alone for the rest of their life. Yeah. I'll be dipping since I like to get working on a visual novel project that I'm planning. Wink, wink. So I'll see you guys later. Daily compliments. I adore you all, and I look up to all of you. Hell yeah, appreciate that. But wait, why are you winking after the visual novel project, huh? What are you working on? What are you working on? I'm a bit curious now. Does it involve us in some way? Alright. Mommy Longlegs, good to know you like other stuff than just guns. First love is gun, second love is toy, third love is Mommy Longlegs. Who's Mommy Longlegs? Are you talking about the spiders? I guess it's easy for you to be Exhibit. It is easy. You guys should try it. For me, it's not easy to be myself, so I don't want to be other people. Fair enough. Peachy like... yeah, maybe. Poppy Playtime. Oh! Okay. Yeah, I haven't played that. I've seen clips. I've seen little bits. Saw Markiplier play a bit of it a while back. Okay, so... next one. Who is your role model? Mr. Drippy. Although you can grow to hate him in Ni no Kuni, he is wise and is a great role model to Oliver. Let's take a look, because I do not know this character. Let's take a look. Bro, I'm so long right now. Let's not be as long. There we go. Not long anymore. Okay. There we go. Alright. Who is he again? Mr. Drippy. What a name for a role model. Mr. Drippy. This is your role model? This your role model? Oh, I get it. He's a role model, because he rolls. You push him over, he's rolling. Look at how round he is. That is a role model. If I've ever seen one. Right. But I'm guessing he's, like, really wise and stuff or something. I'm kind of judging by appearances here. I shouldn't do that. Mr. Drippy. I've never played Ni no Kuni. I know Peachy has, and she loves it. Or I think she only played the second one. I'm not sure. I think that is what she said. To be honest, my role model is Crazy Dave. Based. He is such a cool guy, for real. Crazy Dave. You guys know Crazy Dave? Plants vs. Zombies? What a cool guy. I want to be like him someday. They're pretty chill, though? Yeah, I'd love to get high with him. He looks like he'd be a frickin'... He looks like the kind of thing you'd see when you are high. Like you'd take some shrooms and you'd see this guy come out of your walls. Or out of your toilet. Did you see my answer yet? Nope, not yet. Also, welcome Heavy! The one and only Heavy Weapons Guy. I am Heavy Weapons Guy. And this is Exhibit A video. I like to watch Exhibit A. I am the Heavy. I'm gonna high with your role model? Maybe. I don't know. See, in real life, I don't have a role model anymore. I just don't. Like I used to when I was younger. You know? I had role models, people that I thought were awesome and cool and like I looked up to. You know, at one point it was my dad. At one point it was, I don't know, it's just, you know. But like, I don't have one anymore. And the reason for that is everybody just has something wrong with them, you know? I used to think my dad was a good role model. Because he was always... Like, I remember when I was younger, the world was so dark and so hateful and so aggressive. But then my dad wasn't like that. He was like, he stood out as like being someone who was kind and gentle and forgiving. And always advocated that, like, you should forgive people who are bad. And, you know, give them second chances. And, you know, you should aspire to be kind even when things are horrible and tense, because if you do that, then you can change people's minds. You can show people a better way, and that even if someone is being horrible and hateful towards you, if you're kind, that might cut through to them. They might, you know, you extend an open hand to them, and then you say, you know, join me, you know, you don't need to be like this. And I found something quite beautiful about that, because I grew up in such horrible, you know, surrounded by such hatefulness. And there was something about that that I valued, and I took that on as my ideology of, like, you know, you gotta kill him with kindness. But then, one day I discovered the flaw in his ideology, right? Which is that he's an absolute pushover. I used to view him as strong for being empathetic. I used to view him as being strong for being kind. But I don't anymore, because, like, as time went on, and as I grew older, it became more and more apparent to me that he was suffering in a lot of ways because of his kindness, as we put it, quote-unquote. And there were a lot of bad things that happened because of his kindness. He wasn't kind in this... His you know, 'cause kindness goes... It only goes so far. It can't be your only quality. Because whenever I saw how his kindness was the reason why he allowed my mom to be bad towards him and me, and how his kindness was the reason why he would, like, stand by and let certain bad things happen, or let the meaner person have their way, that's not virtuous. That's weakness. And so it was through that I learned the difference between being good and being kind. Because you can be kind, but then you can be kind in a way where you allow bad things to happen because you think it would be too mean to stand up. But that's not the right thing to do. And so that's where I stopped looking up to him. That's where he stopped being my role model. Because I think a good role model can't just be someone who's kind. They need to be someone who's strong. And he's only one of those things. So yeah, anyway. But yeah, this is my backstory. Alright. Yeah, I don't really have any IRL role models either. Any real person I consider a good role model is someone I've met online. Yeah, fair enough. In terms of fictional characters though, I haven't really thought about it. Yeah. Kindness is important, but balance is necessary. When things cross the line, you need to know when to stand up for yourself and not let people step on you. Exactly. It's like, I used to view his way of thinking as, like, superior to, like, everyone else. I was like, you know, the world is so hateful, but he isn't, and I wish the rest of the world was like that. But then I realized that there was, like, a fatal flaw in, like, his ideology, as you'd put it. Which is, he's too, you know, being a pacifist isn't a good thing. You know? That's what he is, he's a pacifist. But it's a flawed ideology to have. You know, you can't just say that, you know, even just for your own sake, it's not good to let people walk on you. It's not strong, it's not virtuous to let bad people have their way with you. But then, of course, it's even worse if you're letting people have their way with other people. It's like, you know, if you're gonna let bad things happen to people because you want to be the pacifist, because you want to play both sides, that's not virtuous. That's not good. It makes you weak. And so, I learnt a lot from him. I learned how to be kind. But in order for me to finish my development and become the kind of person I want to be, I need to look beyond that, beyond him. And so, I need to, like... I need to finish that development on my own, you know? He showed me part of the path of growing up, but I have to do the rest myself. Because... you know, humans are fallible, and that includes parents. So, I have to overcome the flaw that he couldn't. And that's exactly what I'm doing, and I'm doing that progressively as time goes on. I'm becoming better at standing up for myself, better at standing up in general, being more firm, while also being kind. So, while I'm grateful for what he did teach to me, there are some things that he won't be able to teach me, and I have to learn that on my own. And I'm fine with that. I just wish that there were more role models out there, because I don't think there are any. You know? I think one of the few people that I think is a genuinely good role model, perhaps, is Markiplier. Which I know, funny, he's a YouTuber, random internet guy, but, like, he's genuinely such a good person. Right? He does so much for people. So much more that you don't even realize, like, at a glance, right? The stuff that goes on behind the scenes. He just cares for people really deeply. And he's always doing so much for people. And then on top of that, he's strong. He's not weak, he's strong. He's capable. He has his YouTube channel because he's diligent, because he's smart. And all these big projects that he does it because he's smart and creative, and does, you know, like Unis Honest, like all the film stuff he made, all the, like, In Space with Markiplier, all that stuff. He's just an incredible person, and I'd love to be like him someday. So, maybe I do have one role model left. It's just that I don't think of him actively as a role model, because I haven't really been watching Markiplier much, but maybe I should again, and maybe he would be, like, a good role model for me. Because he is just an incredible person, right? He's not only strong and creative and, like, smart and talented, he's just a really good person as well. He's, like, if you've seen any of his, like, videos where he gets more personal, he's just a really kind person. You know? Like, and, you know, he constantly does those, like, charity streams and stuff, and, like, a lot of YouTubers will do a couple of those, but, like, he really put effort into stuff like that. He really pushed for it. You know, he always wanted to help people out. And he just really cares for people. Like, you've seen some of his more down-to-earth discussions, it's like, you know, he would risk his life to save people. He would, like, give his life to save someone, you know? He's very... And, you know, I don't want to be exactly like that, because I don't really want to be... I never want to actually give my life for someone else unless it's someone I really care about. But I do want to be a bit closer to being that kind of person than I currently am. You know, I like to work towards it a little bit. I'd love to be like Markiplier someday. To be as courageous as him, to be as talented as him, and as smart as him, and as kind as him. You know? So I think he's maybe he's my role model. Maybe he's still my role model after all these years. Because, like, it's not like he's... A lot of other people that I looked up to in the past have turned out to be, like, less than stellar. Not in the sense of, like, oh, they were exposed to doing something horrible, but just, like, I saw their human side too much. I was like, okay, they seemed great, but, like, at the end of the day, they're just another person. They just have problems like everyone else. They've still got a side to them that's really bad. Right? They may be good in some ways, but in other ways, they're, like, still kind of bad, you know, like the rest of us. But, like, with Markiplier, I haven't seen anything from him that's, like, truly bad. Like, Markiplier has not a single time... I've never seen him be, like, truly bad in any particular way. And maybe it's someday that'll change. Maybe someday he'll be exposed as some horrible person with something behind the scenes. But to be honest, I sincerely doubt it, because, like, I think he is just a good person. I think I'm a good judge of character sometimes. And I think that I judge him as a pretty good character. The interactions I've seen of him with children are so sweet. Yeah, he's just really down to earth, you know? He's a cool guy. I'd love to meet him someday. I probably won't, but it would be nice. I've been listening to the Distractable podcast with Mark, Bob, and Wait a lot lately. It's great. Yeah, I haven't even been keeping track of the kinds of content that Mark has been making, really, lately. And maybe I should, because he is just a really cool... I really should keep track of it, shouldn't I? He's just a chill guy. He is a good person to model myself after. I think he's the one person left in the world that I would consider a good role model that I know of right now. Obviously, there's probably someone else out there, but that I know of, I mean. So when I was younger, I did look up to him, too. So I guess that's the one role model I have left at the end of the day. You know? It's like... He's a good person. I don't think he'll ever turn out to be like a bad guy. You know? I don't think so. People like him are rare, but they exist. At the end of the day. So yeah. Mr. Drippy is also Welsh, by the way. I hate trying to do his voice on stream. Brought up the courage to turn up. May not stay for long, though, just having time to myself. Yeah, glad you made it, though. Said courage, though. Are you afraid to be around here? You shouldn't be. Isn't your VTuber character your role model? Haha. Very funny. Also, I know, like, it kind of sounds like I just trash-talked my dad earlier. I still do think he's a great guy in many ways. I do. I think he's kind, and I think that matters. You know? It's just that I came to realize past a certain point when growing up that, like, that's not all I needed. And that his teachings were incomplete, and I'd have to learn the rest on my own. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to, like, make him out to be like he's terrible. He's not. He's just, you know, human. But yeah. God forbid my family ever discover my channel for a wide range of reasons, including the fact that I've talked about them sometimes. That would be bad. Very bad. Mark is scary, handsome, and nice. He is. That's another thing, he's handsome. That's another reason to look up to him, I guess. If you aspire to be handsome. If Mark's ever exposed for something crazy, I'm never trusting anyone again. Genuinely. I'm of the exact same opinion. It's like, if Markiplier were to turn out to be a bad person, I don't think I would believe in good people anymore. Because, like, he is the one person that I look to as, like, this is, like, a genuinely great person. Like, I And I know that's kind of silly to say, to put, like, a YouTuber on such a high pedestal. But, like, I don't normally put YouTubers on that kind of pedestal, right? I don't worship YouTubers. That's not what I do. It's just him. Just him. There's just something about him. I don't even watch his content anymore. And I'm saying that. So I'm not saying that because I'm a fan. I'm not saying that because I just love his content. I'm saying that because he's just a really... I like the person he is. Yeah, I don't want my family found what I do online. Pretty much all very innocent. Yeah, of course. For real. We understand, Exhibit, don't worry. Yeah. No, just grieving at the moment. Lost a dog called Charlie on Saturday night, just after I celebrated my bingo winning. And I was going to be here today because I felt so down and still do. Charlie's meant to be part of wedding in 3 weeks. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Sana. Oh, that must be really difficult. Yeah, I hope you get through this okay. Alright, so... I had a nightmare of my family finding out I watch Moxie. That would be horrible. That's definitely a nightmare to have. I recently lost 3 baby bunnies. I know how hard it is. Yeah, it's sort of hard for me to relate to it because I've never really had a pet, but I imagine it must be horrible because you form like a strong attachment. You know, they're not just a pet at that point, they're like a friend. Once they almost caught me watching a stream. Really? Yeah, I feel like if that happened, you might as well just quickly switch to porn, because that would be easier to explain. At the end, they sent me to therapy? I mean... yeah, that's probably what you get for watching Moxie. Or watching me. Alright, next one. Who's your role model? Ike, Fire Emblem, Radiant Dawn. While not the smartest character in his games, he's a pretty strong guy, beating a goddess and Black Knight who killed his father. He's overall pretty strong, and his morals are pretty nice, as he treats everyone equal unless they talk down to him about his friends, or anyone who needs help. As he says, I fight for my friends, written by Pop-Tart Snake. Well, let's look at Ike. Fire Emblem. Alright, so guys, this is Ike. Look at this dude. I've seen him before. I haven't played the game that he's from, but like, I know he's in like Smash Brothers and stuff. But I've played other Fire Emblem games, just not the one he's in. Okay. Charlie was my pride and joy, and misses kisses on my face, but I know he is with my brother and cousin who passed away last year. I know all 3 of them are causing chaos up there. Yeah, we're probably making a real mess of things. Causing some havoc. Damn, he's hot. I find a lot of people hot. Okay, next. Oh, yeah, next one. Who's your role model? There are so many, but I have to pick one. The first one that comes to mind is Satoru Gojo. Definitely not because I'm in love with him. Nuh-uh. I wonder who this is. I wonder. Also because I relate so bad with him. His character was so often misunderstood and reduced to misconceptions of people that haven't seen the depth of his character. He was given a role since he was born, dehumanized and only seen as a weapon even after death, taken away from his parents and put the weight of the world on his shoulders just because he was the honored one / the strongest. I know how hard it is to live with the weight of expectations and all eyes on you when you're born gifted. And instead of using all his power for bad, like his best friend did when he lost his path, he decided to overcome his traumas and create a better world for everybody. He adopted his strongest rival's children, listening to his last wish, and raised them as his own. He also devoted his whole life to take care of everyone without expecting anything in return, knowing he had to save everyone but no one could save him. He became a teacher just to make a change in Jujutsu society and protect the youth. He saved so many people in many ways aside from his playful, cocky demeanor that is like a coping mechanism to hide his pain. He was one of the purest and most selfless souls out there, dying with a smile for his students. I could talk about him all day. Sorry, this is the shortest I could make. Written by Guess Who? It's easy to guess. I wonder. Who did it? Obviously it was Spider Guy. Obviously. Spider Guy, and you never shut up about Satoru Gojo's. There's Alright, so hot and tragic, okay? Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, a character being attractive does help you view them positively. You know, pretty privilege and all that. Level impossible. Ooh. Got some of the Gojo person here. Yeah! Confusing Gojo with 2B. Yeah, in fairness, they both do that. They both have white hair and cover their eyes. It is actually kind of... There is a connection there, isn't there? Yeah, Spider Guy, you're always talking about Gojo, you know? Gojo in, from Nier Automata. You know, Gojo, the character from Nier Automata. Okay, next one. But yeah, I haven't... You did maybe spoil a bit of the show there, but it's fine. I kind of knew that was going to happen. I kind of already knew about that. Alright. Who's your role model? Optimus Prime. When he was my role model at 13, I was going through a very rough patch, and I needed to be reminded that even if I have to face something alone, to do it with bravery, even when I'm scared. I have more, but if I were to list them all, we'd be here all day. Written by Riku. Right, Optimus Prime. Interesting. I never really watched Transformers, but I know a lot of people enjoyed that when they were younger. I know that whenever I was in, like, elementary school, some people liked it, but then others were like, no, that's for babies. We don't like things that are for babies. We like grown-up things, like Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto. And I am cool and grown up because I go into the strip clubs in Grand Theft Auto and look at the hot naked women, even though I'm like 9 years old. And that was basically my elementary school experience, to be honest. Like, everyone was just... No one behaved like children in my amount. Or maybe they did, but, like, none of them were, like, appropriate. They were all fucking... They were all fucked up children, okay? But yeah. But yeah, anyway. Let's go sidetracked there. Yeah. But, you know, fair enough. I think for a lot of us, we have, you know, characters in shows that we deeply resonate with and who actually help us through tough times in our life. You know? And I think that's the beauty of fiction. It's not just something that you can consume as like low-grade entertainment. Sometimes it's very life-changing. Sometimes it impacts and changes who you are on a core level. One work of fiction can change your life. That's the power of it. People underestimate stories, fiction, whatever, you know? People are like, oh, it's just an anime. Oh, it's just a... Oh, you know, well, you're just obsessed with that shit, you know? Grow up. Stop. Grow up. Live in the adult world. You don't get to do fun things anymore. You're an adult now. You should go to work and drink coffee and stare at blank white walls. You don't get to look at cartoons anymore. It's like, no. This shit means something. It's deep. It's meaningful. It can change you. You know, it's nourishment for the brain. Fiction is how we learn about the world in a way. you know, fiction does not match reality, but there are certain elements of fiction that inform us about reality, you know? Like, it teaches themes, it teaches meanings, you know? It shows us the importance of being brave, of being strong, of being courageous. It teaches us values. You know, there's a certain profundity in it. And, you know, it resonates with us because we see something that mirrors reality, and we're like, you know, we feel that on a personal level, and it helps us in our real life. And then we think, you know, maybe I can make real life like the story, you know? This character in the story is being so cool, so brave, so tough. And real life, it's harder to be that way, but maybe it's still possible. Maybe I should be that way. You know, if this character can do it, then so can I. Maybe I can live my life like a main character of a story, of a cartoon, of a movie, of an anime, you know? Because at the end of the day, you can. That's the thing, right? You can live your life like it's a story. And, you know, fantasy exists in real life for those with eyes to see. For those who are willing to try to attain it. Because at the end of the day, the characters in your favorite stories, it's not easy for them either. They go through hardships, but they do it anyway. So why can't you? You should do it too. You should learn from them. There's a coping thing as well for me? Yeah, a lot of people can be. I was gonna say 007 as well, but nope. 007 as in James Bond or someone else? 2B should only ever be shipped with 9S or me. I think I think she should be shipped with me as well. To just, yeah. But in fairness, I could just dress up like 9S, and then 2B will be shipped with me, or Peachy cosplays as 2B, and I cosplay as 9S, and then everyone wins. Everyone wins. I don't think so, buddy. Nuh-uh. Bronice White can only be shipped with me, Bork. She don't want you, little bro. And you think she wants you, hmm? Well, shit, you're not wrong, Exhibit. Yeah. So true. Yeah. Everyone does one in that scenario. Full support. Yeah, because we could show off our fucking cosplays and everyone's gonna freaking... You can enjoy. Alright. Maybe I should make a... I should make a 9S audio. That was what I forgot. Literally earlier today, I was thinking, oh, what was that one idea I had of like an audio to do? I forgot what it was, but then I remembered. I just remembered just now it was the 9S audio. So I should do that. She wants me because I've read all the lore and therefore know exactly how to comfort her in her situation. Yeah, for real, Spider. You would, 2BX Spider is canon. Alright. I'll let you have this, Spider. For now. And then this audio would be so based. That'd be great. Can I do his voice? 2B... wait, fuck. I'm not gonna do this right, because I'm gonna have to practice it a bit before I can do it properly, but I'd be like... fuck. I'm gonna do it wrong, okay? I'm gonna... Okay, I'm about to do it, but I'm gonna do it badly, okay? Just warning you, okay? 2B? Ma'am? We need to fight the machines! What else does he say? What else does he say? Sorry, ma'am. He says ma'am in the beginning. It was gun sounds? Yeah, oh, that's true. There needs to be more gun sounds. We need to destroy the machines, 2B. You're late? Oh, welcome, Sal. We still got plenty of questions to go through, so don't worry too much. Alright. Anyways. Oh yeah, wait. What else does he say? Yeah, I'm gonna have to perfect the voice. Lina says ma'am, and it makes Peachy really happy. Ah. Yeah, well, it does. And it's a shame because he stopped saying it, and it was just beginning to awaken a kink in her, but then, now, he doesn't say that anymore, so she's lost that entry point. I guess someone's gonna have to help her out with that, then. I wonder. Perhaps this is a position I could take. Alright. Gonna do 9S when he crashes out in the latter portions of the game. I forget about those, because I played the first ending a long time ago. I forget what he does there. 2B? Mommy? This is 2B wrong. Yeah. We need to defeat the machines. Come on, 2B. We're gonna fight the machines. And glory to mankind. Yeah, okay. Can't even stay for long because I need to go out. Oh, man. Replay all 5 endings now. I'll definitely replay at some point. I want to. Alright, let's go next one. Who is your role model? Guts from Berserk by a landslide. My guy has gone through hell and back, still able to push forward despite all odds. I'm a big sucker for the underdog, so watching someone crawl his way up to the top is always inspiring to see. Written by Bjork, right, which is Pep in the, or I think Biep in the Discord server. I don't know if you guys have met him. But yeah, fair enough. I haven't read Berserk, but I know that it's a very dark story, but like it's a story where Guts goes through a lot of crap, but then he still keeps moving forward despite like horrible circumstances. So let's look at Guts. Yeah, this guy, look at him. So we got the big sword. This is like how he generally looks in the anime. But yeah, he's been through a lot of crap. I've not read Berserk, but maybe someday I will. It's a tough life, huh? Yep, based. Yes. Well, but 9S is a very much curious and observant boy and is much less focused on the battle than 2B. He's gotta do that too. True. Typical Pep, yes indeed. But it's a very big and long sword, for real. Mine's longer though. Alright. Next one. Who's your role model? The Doomslayer. According to him, a double-barreled shotgun and anger solves everything. Written by Tim. True! I know from experience that a double-barreled shotgun solves everything. One day, this classmate at school was being super annoying, and like, anyway, I'm not finishing that. Anyway, so, yeah, okay, so, yeah, I mean, let's see, Doomslayer, let's look at Doomslayer. Well, yeah, I recently started a new playthrough of Doom, because I didn't finish it before when I played it, and it is a cool game. It's very cool. He is just a badass, right? He's so good at ripping and tearing, and killing those demons. He's strong, you know, and, you know, a lot of people look up to that. We want people who are strong. Because we want to be strong. We want to be strong enough to protect those who matter to us, and strong enough to defeat those that need to be defeated. You know, it's a fantasy for a reason. It's imbued in us. It's in our DNA. We like strong people. We want to be strong. We want to be cool. We want to protect those we care about. And Doomslayer embodies all of that. Nope, we haven't done yours, Toy. Yours might be up soon. Who is your role model? Armin Arlert from Attack on Titan. Even from the beginning, he was an extremely kind and empathetic person who was willing to hear out anybody, even enemies. And though he came to witness the true ugliness and cruelty of the world, his kindness never wavered. He always believed that one day people could come to understand each other, and I think he's incredibly strong to have held on to that faith even after all that he endured. It would have been so easy to fall into the cycle of hatred and violence like we've seen so many people in that show do, but Armin never succumbed to it. He always remained true to his beliefs, and I think that's incredibly admirable. Or should we say, Arminable. Alright, written by Spider Guy. Yeah, you know what? That's an interesting one. Yeah. Because, Armin is, like, a very, like, virtuous person, right? He's very... And, like, I haven't 100% finished Attack on Titan, but, like, I know... Whenever... He is the nicer of everyone, you know? Like, everyone else... He's the one who remains being at least somewhat kind, being somewhat... Kind of. I'm less sure about the later parts because I haven't seen it past a certain point. Like, I've gotten to, like, some of the big reveals, but, like, not... I haven't seen the whole thing. So... He's definitely... He is an admirable person, I suppose. You know? In the beginning, it's kind of easy to overlook him because he's, like... He comes across as, like, a bit of a wimp or a bit of, like, a bit weak, but then, like... You know, anyone would be in a fucking world like that, right? And then in the end, he ends up being pretty brave. Like, braver than most of us would be. Am I remembering wrong? No, like, he's, yeah, anyway. He's so hot in Season 4. But Aaron is so hot, to be honest. Yeah, I could do a fucking Aaron audio, couldn't I? I could do a Levi audio as well. Apparently I sound a little bit like him. Like, I'm gonna kill all of the Titans. All of them. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's been a while since I've been on the Attack on Titan stuff. I used to be all over that. I used to be waiting eagerly for new seasons to come out. I remember back whenever people thought there would never be a season 2. It was like one of those anime that people were like, oh, there's never going to be a season 2, it's going to take forever. Then eventually they did make that, and now they're finished. Now they've actually gotten to the end of it. It's one of the few anime series that has reached completion. Instead of just making people, like, read the manga or something. Do a Reiner one where he just dies brutally, thanks. Levi's hot too, yeah. I love Levi. Anyway, PP. Alright. The 4-year wait between season 1 and 2 was brutal. Yeah. But I loved watching season 2 when it did come out. It was fun. Next one. Who's your role model? My role model is also Ada because she is badass. Written by Zana. Yeah, fair enough. Ada's cool. Cool as heck. I don't have much to comment on about that, though. Who the fuck? Hello, Riley. What'd you walk in on? Probably me saying, Italy, PP. No, that isn't... There's a part in the anime where he says that. But, like, obviously it's not in English, so it meant something else, but then, like, it's clipped out of context, and so it sounds like he's saying, pee-pee. Irui. Pee-pee. Alright, anyway. I love whenever Reiner came on screen, because I did too. Okay. Because I did too. Good to know you haven't finished AOT yet, because I almost included a lot of spoilers in my answer. Oh! Yeah, it's good you didn't put that there. To be honest, I think I have been spoiled on a couple of things that I haven't seen. I think I forgot the spoilers again, though, so that's good. Okay. Who's your role model? My role models are honestly not all that great, so probably people in the real life, so I'd have to choose online people like Moxie, Tanner, or Toybox are my biggest role models in life. Toy is so kind to me, and plays games with me every day. So kind to me and plays games with me every day, and is a safe place I vent to sometimes. And she's the nicest person I've ever met. I can't explain it well. Tanner and Moxie have been watching for 8 to 9 months now, and they've made me laugh so much. They are great content creators and great people. I loved watching Moxie's channel blow up to 500 and stuff. I can't imagine where I'd be now if I didn't stumble upon these streams. Everyone in the community is so amazing. If I had to choose one, I'd say Toybox. I just read the question fully and didn't realize it was characters and not people, so I guess character-wise I'd pick like Emma from The Promised Neverland. Written by the one and only Weenus. Oh, bro, did the... Okay, let's do Persona 3 music now. Yeah, let's do this. Alright, and then I'll continue.
Welcome back!
Yeah, this music's dope as hell. Alright. So yeah, Emma from The Promised Neverland. Bro, I wish they didn't fuck up the anime. I wish they didn't, because I did read the manga like a long time ago, and it was pretty good. It's such a good story, but they had to fuck it up so bad. So maybe I'll read the manga again at some point, because I didn't finish it. But it was such a good story, such a good setup, and they just had to ruin it. And now the legacy is ruined, because, like, people now think of The Promised Neverland as, like, a bad anime. But really, there was such good groundwork there, and the manga's good. But now, a lot of people are never gonna check it out, because, like, a lot of people don't go read the manga. So, yeah, it's a shame. I got pretty far in the manga. I might have been near the end, but then it wasn't finished yet at the time or something. So can you say erect in a very heavy voice? Erect! Sorry, I can do better than that. Let me get the water. Erect! I am erect right now. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna move on. Or something. Yeah, so... Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I do look forward to getting to know Moxie better, because he does seem really cool. And so, if you look up to him, that's a good indication of his character as well. Yeah. But yeah. Very cool. It's good that you got role models. It's good that you have real-life role models as well, because, like, you didn't understand the question, and that's fine. But, if anything, it should be harder to find real-life role models than fictional ones, but you have real-life ones pretty easily, so that's good. Because role models in real life can be hard to find sometimes. Is it you haven't made pig noises in a while now? I'm sorry. There you go. Alright, who is your role model? So this character isn't just a role model to me, but someone that I love and hold dearly to my heart even now, and he hasn't left my brain since I've been introduced to him. I'll admit that it took me a while to get into him. That man is Jonathan Joestar from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. I'll admit, when I first started watching the show, I did it because I was bored. The Steven Universe had ended officially. My friend wanted me to watch it and give another woman's opinion. In my opinion, I mean, who did I ship in the show, and what OC's fanfics could I make from the show? I'll even admit that I used to make fun of him when I first started watching him. At the end of the arc, without any spoilers, I cried. When I say I cry, I don't mean I shed a tear or two, I mean full-on bawling cry. Because he wasn't just someone who looked and acted because he wasn't fully fleshed out compared to his descendants or literally any other character in the show, but because he didn't let that weigh him down. Even when his own world was against him, he still didn't let that ruin him. He stayed pure and true to himself and his values. Rather, he didn't let it weigh him down. It's actually something that I wished I could do. Be myself and not let anyone change me for who I am, to help them with their goals, to let people into my life and my heart, while making me change to do better myself instead of using me as a tool. I viewed the world through a very logical lens like Dio for a very long time, thinking that all my relationships were nothing more than transactional, that everything I did or ever have done in my life was because someone had a goal or an intention for me that they wanted me to achieve, and that if I did what was required, then I could enjoy that person's time, advice, and benefits because I fulfilled whatever requirement they had for me. That everything in this world was nothing but made up with transactions. Then it actually got me thinking, when was the last time I made a friend just because I wanted to get to know them more, other than the fact that they were another person who I thought was cool? When was the last time I just did anything for myself that I was actually interested in because I found it for myself instead of for someone else? When was the last time I actually thought for myself and not someone else's opinion that they formed for me to have? In a weird way, Jonathan changed me for the better without even realizing how much he impacted my life ever since 2020. He put me in a place where I don't worry about people's opinions as much as I did growing up. Plus, if anything else, he got me over being into red flag bad boys and made me more attracted to good old-fashioned green flag men. Upgrades. Written by Belle the Book Beast. Okay, so... yeah, Jonathan Joestar. Which one is that again? Jonathan Joestar. Oh, that's the very first one. Wait, is it? It is, right? Yeah, that's the very first JoJo. Yeah, because yeah, interesting. I've never really heard of people, like, truly looking up to, like, the JoJo characters. But I guess I haven't, like... yeah, no, fair enough. He's a cool, strong guy. And, you seem to... yeah, you had this had, like, quite an effect on you. You're talking all about, like, your, transactional relationships and everything. So I guess it got... you really, like, thinking about your life. That's interesting, because, like, he's not like a traditional choice for most people. But I can see why you would think he's worth looking up to. I wrote guns? Yeah, of course you did. Oh, like a single guns? I love every gun. You just always talk about guns, man. Who is your role model? This is a very hard question, that's why I have 3 answers. Number 1, Sojiro Sakura from Persona 5. He is one of the best example of what a good human should be. He is cold to you in the start because you shouldn't trust a near stranger that much, but over the run of the game he warms up to you, and even sees you as family at the end. He is kind-hearted, intelligent, and loyal since he wouldn't snitch on you after he finds out you are a phantom thief. Second, Masachika Kuze. He is the prime example for a smart person. He's incredible, smart, but he is still a human. He is funny, and also kind of a simp, and he is sexy. Third, Rimuru Tempest. He is smart, charming, fast learning, and loyal to his friends. Sorry if I wrote a bit much this time by Utopia. You don't need to apologize for writing too much. Other people have written so much more. It's freaking giant walls of text, which is fine, by the way. But yeah, this is not near that. Yeah, no, Sojiro Sakura, definitely. He's a cool guy. He's just a cool guy. He's just a great... He's the kind of guy you'd like to be around. He's a good person to learn from. And he is cold at the beginning, because he's like... His whole thing is that he doesn't... Is that he's sort of lost his desire to, like, fight against the system a bit in the beginning. He's, like, come to accept society as it is, and he has this attitude of, you know, you shouldn't butt into, like, adults' business, you know, like, you know, Joker, you shouldn't have, like, butted into, like, you gotta just, you know, you gotta stay in line, you just gotta go, roll with the punches, roll with the way society is. He's sort of, like, a bit more conformist, but reluctantly, because through his life experiences, that's how he's been funneled, you know, as are many people in society. But as the story goes on, he becomes more open. He starts to realize, well, actually, you know, maybe I shouldn't think that way anymore, and so he does become more kind and more supportive of something like the Phantom Thieves, you know, things like that. You know, and he is just yeah, it's like he's got this cold exterior, and he's got, but then it's like once you get past that, he's very kind, and he's yeah, I mean, some people are like that, where it's like you kind of yeah, you just kind of need to get past that first part first. Also, Rimuru... So I don't know Masachika Kuze. I guess I'll look him up, might as well, because we were... This guy? Oh, wait! This is the guy from the anime where his fucking sister wants to fuck him. But it's not... That's not what the anime is about. That's not what it's about. It's a romance between him and, like a girl who's not related to him, right? It's a normal romance story. But his sister is also into him. So the incest came up again! Fuck, we almost went a whole stream without mentioning it. It's happened again. What the fuck? No, we were so close! We hadn't mentioned incest a single time, guys. No! It happened again. Yeah, he is hot, isn't he? But yeah, that girl's pretty cute. So I haven't seen the... But yeah, I haven't seen this anime. But yeah, let's see. Say, sister? There. See, that's the sister. Good morning, my brother. That's where that scene comes from. It's only good when they're blood-related. Real. Yeah. Okay, anyway. He also mentioned Rimuru Tempest, which I think is a good choice as well, because he's very strong and smart and just, like, kind, and like, I'd like to be like him too. Rimuru Tempest is actually a good choice. And he, like, knows how to unite people, you know? He's a good leader, which I would love to be someday as well, you know? Like, he can unite people, he can, like, influence people and, like, motivate people. You know, those are good qualities to have. I'd like to be like that someday. It's a good thing I have no shame. Back for like 1 minute, someone on incest again. For a moment I thought you said wincest, which would have been based, but you didn't say that. Okay, let's look at Rimuru Tempest. So, this is a guy, by the way. This is what, you know, he's pretty cute looking guy. Want to know something? I feel like whenever I was watching whenever I was watching the slime isekai with Rimuru, it was low-key sort of awakening a part of me that, like, wanted to, like, cross-dress. Because, like, Rimuru is, like, he's a guy, right? But he looks so girly, and it's like, maybe I'd like to try that, you know? Because, like, he's cool, and he's great, and he's a badass, and everyone loves him. But he looks so girly, and it's like, you know, I don't know. It kind of made me, like, think about it, you know? It's like, is that something I want to try? Or is that... I guess I've wanted to try it for a while now, but then it's like... It sort of awakens a little something else in me, you know? Because it's like... I don't know. Anyway. No, I'm not like you, bro. Nah, yeah. You and me are not so different, Spider. Oh, bye-bye, random. Sleep well. Okay. But yeah, fair. Yeah. Because, like, Rimuru is cute. I want to know what it's like to be cute. I want to experience that. I want to look like a cute girl, even though I'm a guy. Just to try it out, not to be like that all the time. But even then, I don't know, right? Like, I've never really done it aside from that one time I did it for funsies. But, like, that one time at the freaking, that one late night during that trip I was having with my friends, where I dressed up as a woman spontaneously. But aside from that, I haven't done it, so I don't really have much experience with it to, like, even know if it's something I'd enjoy. But, like, I don't know. It's possible that I wouldn't even be into it much, or that it'd be weird. Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out. Only time will tell. When I saw Angel Devil and Chainsaw Man, that did things to me. Yeah, see, in my case, it's not me, like... It's not me wanting to, like, fuck Rimuru. It's like, I kind of want to be Rimuru, right? It's like... You know? I think... I don't know if this would be the right term. Like, some people might use the word, like, gender envy, but, like... I'm not... I don't want to be, like, actually a girl, right? Like, I'm not, like, trans or something, but, like... The idea of, like, appearing that way for, like, temporarily would be kind of interesting to me, you know? Alright, we're moving on. We oversharing on stream again. Who's your role model? I have a handful of imaginary idols in my life. Two of them in particular are Exhibit A and Peach. True, we are imaginary. Exhibit A is such a cool guy and a good leader who brings people together and provides a safe space for his followers and friends. At the first signs of drama, he steps in to shut it down in a way that's not antagonizing towards anyone, yet still is firm and finite about the expectations or rules. Plus, he's really cool and creative. He's so witty and such a good writer, and also really good at video games. Then there's Peachy. She has this seemingly limitless optimism and compassion for everyone around her. She always has a smile and a cheerful or encouraging word for her friends. Not to mention, she's super gorgeous and talented, but so humble about it that she gets flustered by compliments. Both of them are incredibly talented voice actors and make everyone feel accepted and valued even if they're new. Exhibit A and Peachy are so awesome and cool and stylish, I wish they were real. Man, if only. Hey, by the way, don't forget to like the video. I'm getting a sore throat, man. I've been talking so much. Don't forget to like the video. It influences the almighty algorithm. Written by Toybox the Adoring. Oh man, my throat's getting so worn out. Okay. But yeah, no, I wish they were real too. They're so cool. It's a shame that they're fictional. But yeah, I'm glad that you think that I'm a cool guy and a good leader. I don't know if I'd call myself a good leader. You know, like... You have a very high opinion of me, and that's really cool. I like that. But also... I don't think that I'm necessarily good at, like, setting boundaries, or, like, because you say, you know, at the first signs of drama, he steps in to shut it down, and it's, like, firm and all that. Sometimes I have been, but there's a lot of times I haven't been. You know, there's times that I've allowed like bad stuff to go on for like way too long. And there's times that I've allowed people to just be like really weird and make other people uncomfortable, and I'd let that happen for a long time. And then like take way too long to deal with it. There's been plenty of situations like that, so I don't know if I necessarily think that that's my strong suit. But I will say that I'm getting better at it, at the very least, you know? So like, more than before now, I'm more likely to tell someone to stop doing something if it's bad, or if it makes me uncomfortable, or makes other people uncomfortable. But I would still say that I kind of mess up a bit there, you know? Again, I gave you guys the freaking backstory on like my dad and what I learned from him, you know, and part of that is why I am the way I am, you know. I'm a very... I sometimes let people do things that they shouldn't do because I don't know how to be firm, whether that be to me or other people. So, you know, that's a weakness I inherited from him that I'm looking to overcome, you know. But I'm getting better at it, so there's that. And good leader? I would love to be a good leader someday. I don't think I am one now. I wouldn't say I'm a good leader. I'm not really a leader at all, you know. I just kind of... I mean, I lead the Discord server because I own it, right? But I don't even interact there as much as I feel like I should, you know. But I do aspire to be a good leader someday, I think. Because I think that's cool, you know. The idea of leading something. I think that'd be good. I'd like that someday. But cool and creative? Yes, I am cool and creative, absolutely. Witty and such a good writer? I am those things. You know, I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses, you know? I'm not afraid to say that I'm super talented and I'm a good writer and I'm witty and funny and cool and funny and awesome. But I'm also not afraid to say the stuff that I'm bad at. So, you know, we do both here. And I think that that's better than just being, like, arrogant, you know? It's like people often have two problems. Either they're too arrogant, they think they're great at everything, or they're too hard on themselves and they think they're terrible at everything. They just are self-deprecating. You should recognize the things that are good about you, and you should recognize the things that could do with improvement. And if you do both, then you can do both, you know? It's like, it's less weird to talk about your strengths if you do recognize your weaknesses as well, you know? Because then you won't sound like you're just bragging, you know, if you present both of those. Yes. Hello, Pragensen's Diary, welcome. I started writing the answer from Menhera Monday, alright. We're nearing the end, better write quick. Who is your role model? Evan Hansen, because although he has his struggles, he shows that everything is going to be okay, and he shows that it's okay to feel down, just like how I feel right now currently. But he shows that we can get through it, and that we aren't alone. Red Bice on him. Evan Hansen. I'm not super familiar with Evan Hansen. Yeah, I don't know anything about this guy. The name Evan Hansen rings a bell. Rings a bell because, like, I've heard that. I've heard like, of, like, Dear Evan Hansen and stuff. But I know nothing about it. But I guess it's, like, someone who's been through some stuff. Maybe someone can fill me in. Oh, yeah. Okay, next one. Who's your role model? Exhibit A! What? I appreciate that. Yes! They didn't write their name, though. Oh, very sweet. Guys, I swear it wasn't me, okay? I didn't just write myself. Okay, I'm about to go on the last one. Okay. Who's your role model? Guns or Mommy Longlegs, written by Random Things. Oh, man. Yeah, fair enough, I guess. I guess guns can be a role model, because, like, there's different models of guns, you know? But yeah. Anyway, that's all of them, guys. Bragg, it seems like you're probably still writing yours. I'll try to write till you do yours, because you're doing it right now. Damn Exhibit, they all want to be you or be with you. Hell yeah, I'm such a super chat. It's not easy being me. Everybody wants... They either want to be me or be with me. That's just the life I live. Or onto you, Yeah, true. Well, what can I say? That's just the life we live here. Alright, well. I'm just gonna keep... Alright. Well, also, wait, who is that? What other character? Oh, yeah. You look at Sojiro Sakura. So this guy, he's the Persona 5 teacher. Yo! There's a Futaba cosplay there, too. Yeah, no, cool stuff. Right, so yeah, he's the guy. He's always taking care of you in Persona 5. Okay. Let's look at the Persona 5 girls. Futaba, Sakura. Guys, who's your favorite Persona 5 girl if you've played Persona 5 or if you've watched it or just know of it? Futaba's cute, she's lovely. She's like a sister to me. And we've got Aunt Kamaki. Look at her. It's cool. Yo, look at this. The music either got louder or your voice got quieter. Oh, is that too loud? Okay, sorry. Here we go. Alright, Is this better, by the way? I didn't realize it had gotten so much louder. Okay. Yeah, Futaba's cute. She's very precious. Anyway. Okay, I'm gonna end stream soon. Are you still writing yours, Prague? You said I didn't want to be stalked. My favorite Persona character is Yorha number 2 Type B. Okay. Gonna put 2B in everything. I guess that makes sense, because you want to put everything in 2B, don't you? Yes, unknown wants to be stalked. I feel like I wouldn't mind being stalked if it was by the right person, you know? Like, I wouldn't encourage people to stalk me. That's not what I'm doing. That's not a good thing. I don't want random people to stalk me. But, like, if I was, like, in love with someone, I probably wouldn't mind them stalking me. If I was in love with someone. It depends, though, on how far they go, to be honest. I don't know. It depends. At the very least, like, I don't know how I'd feel about them doing stuff like that unexpectedly. But at the very least, I might give them, like, permission. I might be like, yo, Or I might, it might, you know, it's like a consent thing. It's like, I consent to you putting cameras into my room if you want to. Like that kind of thing, you know. So those are very dangerous words for anonymous internet personality. They are. But no, I don't just want people to be doing that. It'd have to be a very particular kind of person. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't say that, though, because then people are gonna be like, no, that person's gonna be me. I'm special. I'll be the one to stalk him. No. Don't do that. Don't. Don't worry, it's hard to write with a flu in your non-native language. Well, I'm probably just gonna end stream. If you do finish reading it, I can... If you do finish writing it, I can still read it, but I just won't read it on stream. I'd Satoru if he was real. You mean you'd stalk Satoru? Lol, I'll be the one. I mean, a lot of people would think that way. And, a lot of people do. Whenever I get more popular, I'm sure I'll have people like that. Exhibit gave me specifically express permission to stalk him? Yeah. You finished? Heck yeah. You finished. Oh, and you also, completed your, answer. Okay, I see. Who is your role model? It's hard to mention exactly one, huh? Well, last Menhera Monday, I wrote Una Payasada. This time I'll try to write something legitimate. There could be multiple ones. Every character I saw has some special trait that makes them interesting, even the light Yagami and Batman ones. I mean, Puss in Boot from the second movie, or, I could say Will Hunting from the Matt Damon movie as the final language. My favorite movie. Written by Prague and Sens. Yeah. Light Yagami? Really? He's your role model? Isn't he kind of, like, evil? I don't think you should be like him. You should maybe be smart like him, but, like, not like him in general, you know? But I guess it would just mean you want to smart, so that's fair. But Batman's more, I suppose, you know? Puss in Boots. I never saw the second Puss in Boots. It was apparently very good. Will Hunting, not familiar with them. Exhibit Spanish is so sweet. Did I actually pronounce it correctly? Because I was just not trying. I was just trying to say what I saw. Una payasada. Alright. Anyway, guys. What good traits? Bro is a sociopathy. What is good traits? Okay. Fair enough. Okay, guys, I guess that's gonna be the end of my stream, so... No, you butchered it, but it sounded so cute. Fair enough. You guys know Marinette from Miraculous? I know of her, I haven't watched the show. Okay, guys, it's been a cool stream, but that's gonna be the end, because I'm getting a little... My voice is getting tired. I was talking a lot at work as well, because that's a big part of my job. So, yeah. Stream is going to be ending now, but it's been cool. Thank you all. Thank you to everyone who submitted answers. Thank you to all of you who attended here today. And without further ado, I will see you in the next stream. Bye-bye.